Welcome back, it's Nine, and today we have a lot to discuss. We'll be going over some state of play rumors. We'll be talking about NaughtyDog and their new project, as well as their multiplayer project that they are working on. And we'll be talking about Norman Reedus talking about Kojima's next project, shockingly. Now, let's get into it, starting with the state of play rumor. As we know, that's kind of the biggest thing here. Most people are excited for the state of play that we've been waiting for and talking about for a long time. Now, this comes from Reddit. They've sourced it here, but originally it does come from Spawnwave's podcast. And it says on this podcast, Spawnwave, Nate the Hate at 2 hours, 23 minutes, and 20 seconds quickly passes when talking about Little Devil Inside, mentions that a state of play will be coming in a few weeks. I personally predict it will come before Death Stranding Director's Cut on September 24th, since Kojima has mentioned that the final trailer will possibly come early September, but just a prediction for sometime in September. Also, Sony officially said that the God of War PSVR 2 and Horizon news would come through this summer, so it's pretty much guaranteed for September, and we now have a rough window. So the thing about this is, number one, we talked about this, being that they said that in one of their PlayStation blog posts that they would have more news for us through the summer. And mind you, summer doesn't end till like mid-September, so there's a lot of time still left for them to do that state of play. The problem here is that a lot of us, number one, feel it's either obvious in a sense because, well, we've been told that information, and so that's our expectation. The other challenge that comes with this is that we've been saying for, I want to say since June, maybe even May, that we would be getting a Sony State of Play that would be on a big scale, that would show off God of War, it would show off more Horizon, it would show off more gameplay footage for many other titles, and we have not got that yet. So this is just us waiting more for this, this fantasy state of play that we're all waiting for, which I think will happen in due time. Do I think it's going to happen in September? Well, based on Sony's verbiage and the way they've talked with their PlayStation blog posts, it leads a lot of people to believe that that could be the case. And I personally feel that that could be the case, but I wouldn't be holding my breath on that just because it's been really quiet. So this leads me to believe that it could be a PlayStation experience or bigger event because we've been waiting on a lot of information that we just don't know. There's so much Sony's holding on to that they could reveal. So it would actually work in a big type of event, although they may not do that. It's still up in the air. Nobody really knows the answer just yet. Now, on to our next topic, and this one is a good one too. It's about NaughtyDog, and there's a lot going on with NaughtyDog. As we know, they're working on a new multiplayer title, and they also discuss what their next paths are when it comes to creating new projects. So NaughtyDog's presidents Evan Wells and Neil Druckmann were recently interviewed by Game Informer on a broad variety of topics, including whether the acclaimed studio is going to focus on sequels to existing franchises or new IPs. According to Wells, it'll be both. So Evan Wells says, in quotes, "I think the easy answer is both. I think there's excitement to develop new IP, but there is still a ton of love for Uncharted and The Last of Us, and I think you'll see both kinds of projects from us in the future." So I feel like they're still talking about, hey, we're still going to be working on, IP that we've already established, but we are still looking forward to other projects as well. They further elaborate with this as Neil Druckmann says, "Once we finish a project, we spend quite a bit of time entertaining all sorts of different directions, whether it's going to be something new or if we're going back to some old franchise. We really take our time with it, and if you were to see our folders of concept art, you'd see unused concepts that are all over the gamut. Then we look at everything and we ask ourselves, what are we excited by? What's something that's going to challenge and push Naughty Dog and push the medium as far as games that can be? Because that inspiration is so important to carry through years of production." And I think that really does explain who Naughty Dog is and what they do, is because they don't rely on the tried and true, right? They constantly try to push boundaries, whether you like it or not. They have been massively awarded in their games, and clearly The Last of Us Part 2 is no exception to that. Whether you feel that or not, that's not the point. It is a critically acclaimed project, and they've shown that they are, on a technical level, incredible at what they do. Furthermore, we hear more about this multiplayer project, and this comes from the Twitter handle at ViniXKun, and they work for Naughty Dog, co-game director, I believe. Yes, co-game director at Naughty Dog. And they say We're aggressively hiring. Apply if you want to be part of bringing the cinematic experience between players in our new standalone multiplayer action game. So they have a bunch of job openings for this. We saw this earlier in the week, or last week, August 27th, and it's promising, right? They really want to create a multiplayer experience, but also keep that cinematic experience that they've always had in their games, which intrigues me. I'm very excited to see what direction that goes in. But as far as that goes, there's not much else to talk about in terms of the multiplayer project. I mean, you know, we could speculate all day, but I'm just excited to see where they go with this, as it's obviously going to be very, very ambitious. Now, lastly, I want to talk to you guys about Kojima Productions' new project, and this is coming from Norman Reedus. Of course, a lot of people, when they first saw this, are like, whoa, what's going on? Why is Norman Reedus talking about this? This seems out of the ordinary that he would just, divulge this kind of information, because it is major. It's very major if you think about it. So, speaking to a Brazilian reporter from Adoro Cinema, this is via IGN Brazil, the actor reportedly said, "I think we are doing a second Death Stranding. It is in negotiations right now, so yay." Interestingly enough, this isn't the first time that he said that. He said this before as well, but people thought maybe this could have been in regards to Death Stranding director's cut. But now it's got a lot of eyes open, a lot of ears perked up, saying, hey, could we possibly be getting a Death Stranding 2? Very, very interesting. I'm curious where this goes. But nonetheless, it's always an exciting time when you hear about games, especially when you have actors playing parts in the games, revealing key information. I just feel like he would definitely know something, and maybe he kind of spoke out of line there, or maybe he was okay to say that. Who knows? Nonetheless, it's very exciting. We'll see where that goes. Overall, that's really all I have for you guys in today's video. There's so much news, that we're waiting for, and that's what it is, right? We're waiting for a ton of news. There are little tidbits here and there, but truthfully, it's very, very quiet on the news front. And it makes me wonder, when are we going to get this big just blowout of news? Because clearly, there may not be now, but when the time comes, there's going to be a ton of PlayStation news, because there's so many studios, we don't know what they're doing, and we're waiting on so many updates for games. So it's just a matter of time. So we just got to bear with the next few weeks, if it is the next few weeks of silence, and then hopefully as we get closer to the mid-September date, that we actually start hearing something. I'm really hoping that that's the case, but nonetheless, that's speculation. I hate to say it. It's rumor and speculation with a little bit of critical assessment of PlayStation blog posts. But that's all I have for you guys in today's video. I'd love to hear from you. What do you think of all this great news? Would you want a Death Stranding 2? How do you feel about NaughtyDog and the next project they're working on, and getting your hands on this multiplayer project? And lastly, what do you think of the state of play rumor? Do you feel that this is ever going to happen? And is it going to happen before the technical summer date? Let me know in the comments. And as always, if you have not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to get notified about all my upcoming videos, and hit the like button. It helps the channel a ton. You can follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Links will be in the description, and share this video with a friend. I will talk to you all on the next one. Take care.